Sorry. Okay, I'm recording this just so you know.
Okay, go
Okay.
for it.
All right, guys, welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. I finally have our first guest. I've been telling you guys that I'm going to have more guests on, and I just never seem to do it. So we finally have Marissa with Juice Caboose on
Oh,
the
Lord.
podcast. So I'm going to let Marissa introduce herself a little bit. She is another girl power person that I love to follow, and I met through Connie at an event, and she is a female-owned juice business. And
Yes.
I'll let you introduce yourself, Marissa. Tell us about your business.
So Juice Caboose started about 5 years ago. And you know what? It started before that.
I was going to say, yeah, 5 years ago? Okay.
It's crazy, but we haven't been open that long. We've only been open like a month and some change. I mean, a year and some change. But in 2012, as a 30-year-old woman with a kid, I finally graduated from college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I majored in sociology, and I was like, yes, this is fucking awesome. But one of the things that what I learned about was the fact that the neighborhood that I grew up in, which was an impoverished neighborhood, low income, predominantly Black and brown people, but that where this neighborhood was considered a food desert. And a food desert,
I didn't know that area was.
It's considered a food desert. And usually the inner city, 5th Ward, Cashmere Garden,
3rd Ward.
Yes. And so that means that there's little to no access to fresh fruit, no grocery stores. You have a couple, and the produce section is subpar. And one thing that I noticed is that it's even more expensive. Like when you go to a more affluent neighborhood, there's a grocery store every 3 miles apart. And so there's more access, right? And in these lower income neighborhoods, you get a banana for $1 at a gas station. And so that was one thing that stuck with me, because there was a map that he showed us. And it's a map that Harris County does every year. It's a study. And it shows you on this map the concentrations of deaths that are related to health, diabetes, heart attacks, and it's always in the more lower income neighborhoods. And so one thing that my professor really instilled in me was that these things are not on accident.
Right.
Think about an engineer, right? So his job is to create a building that will rain, wind, all that shit. And so these neighborhoods are built to stay the way that they are.
For sure.
Other neighborhoods are built to thrive. And so if we're not healthy and we don't even have those options available, what happens? And so there's a lot of people who juice has its pros and its cons. It's got its pros and its cons. Yes, there's sugar, there's carbohydrates, but for some people, that's a quick, easy way to get those that vitamins and those nutrients in your body, because otherwise you really won't do that.
For sure.
It takes a lot of produce to make one bottle.
And not only that though, it's still healthy for you. You're still getting, it's a different type of sugar intake versus you going to get a soda that has, a chemical type sugar. So yes,
it's not
totally
processed.
Different. Exactly.
It's natural. It's not processed, but because we're in a low income neighborhood, by the time they've walked into our doors, they're already type 2 diabetes. They can't even touch that stuff, or you know what I mean, because they've already done so much damage to their body.
Yeah, for sure.
But the goal is just to be proactive, right?
And are you trying to educate? Is that what, are you doing anything to, Yeah,
I mean, I have a friend, she's from 5th Ward. She comes, she's all about her herbs and natural, and she comes and she'll teach people about eating seasonally. I mean, we do everything that we can to also give people as much information as we can without getting in trouble, because at the end of the day, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do everything that I can. I even put a couple benefits of each thing that's in there so that people can know for themselves. My website, I fucking put everything that they need to know about everything that we use. That way, if they really want to dive into it, there's a tab that says know your juice. When you click on
that's genius. Yeah.
Just to help people kind of, I mean, not to be perfect and be healthy every day, because that's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you're raised like I know I was. I mean, I grew up eating bad shit. Like I saw little.
Well, you and me both, because you know, that's just how that's just our regular foods. You know, it's what you do. The funny thing though is I wasn't allowed, we didn't have junk food at our house, which is the funny thing, because junk food was still kind of a treat at our house. So like we really didn't have chips at the house. If we did, it was like, you know, once in a while. And well, we had chips, but it was always a big bag. It was never individual, like little bags. That's what I wanted.
My mom was good.
My mom was just a big bag. It was just like, you're gonna make that work, and if you wanted to survive for however many days, guess what? It looks like you're only gonna have like,
you better take pieces of that chip.
Exactly. You're gonna have 5 little pieces of chips. That's what you're gonna have. So make it work. Exactly. So it's funny you say that, because I didn't grow up. I actually just literally, we do this thing on Facebook on my husband's page where we go live every day, and we do what's called cafecito time. And I had just literally mentioned that the reason I got, you know, you go through that period where you kind of like drink and party, and so kind of you don't pay attention to your weight because you're too busy partying. So I had my little era of that. And then when my dad got really sick because of diabetes, you know what I'm saying? I remember I took him to his doctor visit, and the doctor was like, I don't even know how he's walking right now. Like, he can't, if his sugar doesn't go like down, he has to go to the emergency room. Like, he can't be here. And I was like, wait, what? So I had heard of diabetes during that time. I really didn't understand it. So I really didn't know much about it. I didn't know what it did to you.
How many years ago was this?
So my dad has been gone now, let's see, probably about 13 years ago. So my early 20s. Mind you, I've always been into like fitness. I danced and I played soccer. I played sports. So I still did all that. I really didn't understand food either. In high school, it was more I watched my calories because I didn't want to be a big girl. You know what I'm saying? But you still don't understand about, oh, too many carbs or too many sugars. I'm just paying attention to the calories. That's all I'm doing, you know? When my dad passed away, I was pretty heavy during that time. And so, and again, it was because I had gone back to school. So I was a student full time. I was working full time. And it was just easy for me to pick up something to eat along the way. When my dad,
were you a stress eater, also an emotional
I was not. No,
Okay.
I was not a stress eater. I was not an emotional eater. I don't associate food with emotions. So for me, it's different. I don't like to eat when I'm sad or, you know, any of that. When my dad passed away and I realized, oh my God, this is like a really big deal. Like, this means you could go down that path. Mind you, my dad was never overweight though.
I know.
You know?
And there's some people who have diabetes and they're skinny.
Yep. My dad was never overweight, but yes, obviously he had tortillas, he had rice. I mean, and it's, you know, it's not so much what the food was. It was just like, it was never, he never really like measured or had all these vegetables or didn't understand any of that, which is normal because like you said, it's not really something that's taught in our culture or discussed in our culture. And so when I realized how serious this was and I read about it, so he had a heart attack and it was due to the diabetes. Obviously, that's very common. When I did my first 5K run for the Heart Association and I got all this information about diabetes, I was like, oh my God, like I can't go my life like this. Like, for one, I was never that type of person, but you know, life happens, partying happens.
course.
you know, all that happens. And it was like, okay, I really need to like get back to the old me, the person who was into fitness, who took care of herself. And that's when I went back at it pretty hardcore. And then it was like my mission to make sure that I influence somewhere the other females in regards to fitness and health. I'm not talking about vanity here. You don't need to look like J-Lo. You don't need to look like anybody like that, because as women, we tend to want to compare ourselves to other women who are in shape, who look their best. You know, I just wanted it to be known that you are working out not because, oh my God, I want to look like her, but rather I want to be fit because I want to live past the age of 80.
Yes.
I want to live past the age of 60.
Yes. And that's the thing, is like, it really is about sustainability.
Yes.
Teach people how to sustain themselves
for sure.
And to not feel bad when, I don't even want to call it a fuck up, like to feel bad when they eat something that they probably should.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad, because if you had a little bit of charcoal that day, nothing's going to take away from you having that. If you had some that day, or if you had a juice that's heavy with, you know, kale or spinach, or you're still going, your body still received the benefit of what you had. And so it's not, again, it's not about, like you said, it's not about the aesthetics, it's not about the outside. That's just a bonus.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's not, it's just to teach people, I don't want you to fucking die because you're overweight. Like, I don't. And I don't want you to feel like, and it really is too, like, we're conditioned to, like you said, to eat the way that we eat. A lot of times people think that diabetes is hereditary, but it's not. I eat the way I was taught to eat. Like, the way not. And so if I get the same diseases that my mom did or my dad did, it's not because it was hereditary, it's because I was taught to eat that way.
I didn't know diabetes was not hereditary. I thought it was something that is.
From what I understood was that, okay, so there's this really good documentary and I watched them on. Of course, I've watched Over Knives, the What the Health. But it is really about the way that you eat and the way that we were taught to eat. So yes, it'll happen one generation and then the next generation. So people say that it's hereditary, but is it really? Or is it the way that, is it the way that you've been taught to eat by the person who showed you, who has diabetes? That does not mean that that was in you. That is what was taught to you, and that's why you eat the same way. And your kids are going to eat the same way, and your kids' kids. So
totally. Wow. I never thought about it that way, because they say the same thing with obesity. So they say that's also something that's not hereditary. It's something that's actually taught, just like what you're saying right now, because you're taught to eat a certain way. So because that's what you see at home. Whenever I was doing my first bodybuilding competition, one of my cousins was having her quinceañera. And so I didn't want to attend because I was really trying to avoid any type of social activities to avoid from being tempted to eat whatever was in front of me. It's a lot of willpower, and people don't really understand how much willpower it takes to not want to pick at whatever is on the table, whether it be a chip at a restaurant or whatever. And you can
I feel that though.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's hard.
I know, exactly. So imagine it being there. And so I remember it was her quinceañera. I had brought my purse, and in my purse I brought my foods. And so I kind of sat in a corner so that no one would see me eat that food, so that no one would give me shit. And I never forget one of my relatives making the comment and saying, "Oh, so you think you're too good to eat our food here?" And I was like, it has nothing to do with that. I said, I'm of a bodybuilding competition. I compete literally in like 4 weeks. I'm at the end. I can't afford to eat anything. It's like, it's just meat. I said, I know. But see, your meat is not cooked the same way my meat is. So there's the difference, you know. While yes, it's still protein, I agree with you in that sense. It wasn't cooked the way I'm supposed to be cooking my food. There's the difference. Yours has a lot of oil, a lot of grease. I don't really know what you cooked it in. It could be like animal fat, just to give it that delicious flavor, right? Because that's where the flavor comes from, you know? Hello. So it's like, you know, so I just was trying to make the point, and then it was just like people, they just really didn't understand it. I was uncomfortable by then, and then I was like, okay, I need to get out of here, just because it was not, you know, no one ever gets it. And you know, I like my mom for a little bit too, because you get so tiny during the time you're going to compete. She was like, you know, I don't think this is healthy for you. I said, Ma, this is the healthiest I've ever been. And she didn't know. She's like, yeah, pero mira, like, you know, mira cómo estás. You know, I'm like, no, it's like muscle. Did you know that? It's like, honestly, it's muscle. I know. I can't believe I look that way too. Like, you know.
Dude, I've seen the pictures.
You know.
What the fuck?
It was hard work. You know?
But that's awesome though. But that's like,
it's discipline, you know? And so that's what I was trying to explain to her. It was funny because she came to the competition. And when she came, afterwards, she was like, all right, I want to do one. I said, Ma, no, you don't. No, you don't, girl. You know you can't. She's like, oh, I can't. I was like, Ma, I know you. You don't have that willpower. I know what I'm telling you. I said, you literally have to isolate yourself. I said, your Friday nights with your friends, that's not going to happen. So unless you're willing to give your girls' night out that you have every Friday with your friends, guess what? This is not going to work for you. I said, because you can't have a glass of wine. So what are you going to do? You know? So then she thought about it, and then she got over it real quick. So yeah, I agree with you. You know, a lot of these things we're not up to date with. We're not educated. We also don't do a good job of educating others, which is why I try really hard on my Instagram to kind of like post things about exercising and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of like benefits of certain things. That's what I kind of made my goal to do, is like just to let females know that you don't have to be the next fucking America's top model, but you can definitely still be healthy, and you can still honestly eat what you want as long as you're exercising. And it's about portion control. It's about, like, you know, the ratio, how much bad food, you know, versus good food are you actually eating. So, you know, it's one of those things. So I find it, you know, crazy that was your motivation in opening your juice spot. And that's amazing that you did that, and you took the initiative to do that in your neighborhood that you grew up in. Most people go to the areas where they know they're going to already make bank for their buck. You know what I'm saying?
We were called the Caboose because we had a trailer, but we moved, and the HOA is like, nah, you ain't having that here. So it's like, okay, fuck, no, we have to sell it, figure out what we're going to do, right?
Oh.
That's when we found our spot. But when we had the trailer, we were offered to park our truck off of 20th, right? A guy that my husband knows has had a upholstery for the cars, and he had so much business, like prime location. But I told my husband, no, I'm not from the Heights. And they have a cornucopia of options, like going against the whole purpose why I even wanted to do this. It's like to bring something to the hood. And again, because we have absolutely nothing, it was, I just had to do it. And so little by little, people started to come in, and they started to look at things just a little bit differently, right? I mean, when you think about spending $7-8 on a burger, a fry, a Coke, in your mind, you're looking at your drink, you're looking at your main thing that you're eating, and you're like, okay, that's a meal, I'm gonna be satisfied. But your body's still starving. You gave your body absolutely nothing. Okay, your body's full, but you got no nutrients, no antioxidants, no fiber, no omega. You didn't get shit. So if you just spend that here, you're gonna get something valuable. It's just really teaching people how to rethink the way that they look at their health and the way that they look at money. And I know that it's hard because it's a lower income neighborhood. Yeah. But some people, they'll come on Friday because it's a treat. You know, they're going to Dairy Queen, or instead of going to, you know, Burger King and taking your kids for an ice cream or whatever, you're not giving them a treat.
Yeah. So where did you move to the suburbs? Is that what happened?
Oh, we moved. Okay. So in 2018 was when my husband and I became homeowners. We're from the north side, which is where the store is at. Like 2 seconds away from downtown. And by that time, I just wasn't going to spend $250K for 1,100 square feet and no backyard. Yeah. So we moved a little bit further north, 45 north in Little York. So it takes me 10, 15 minutes to get there.
I know where.
But yeah, we're still close because there's no way I could move that far. I was sad to go out of 610.
Yeah.
Make me.
What about the older homes in your area? They're still pretty popping, and you weren't willing? Too much work?
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. And we were in the situation where we needed to just be able to move in.
Sure.
Like, we couldn't be doing all the extra shit. Like, it's like, I got to get something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I hear you.
But everybody's just, it's crazy because, again, that was the hood. Nobody fucking wanted to live there. Now you see people, new people, I'm like, girl, you got to at least take one headphone out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's still crazy over here.
Yeah.
I need to do better.
So, it's funny you say that because my sister used to live out that way. And whenever I had sold my house out in Spring, I was looking for a spot on this side of, you know, like, I honestly was thinking I was going to go back to Katy. So I was like, I'm just going to buy a house over there. But I was staying with her for a little bit. And then I remember I heard like gunshots. Like all of a sudden I was like, I was living in the suburbs, mind you. Okay. So you got to remember that. So I was like, oh my God, how do you live here? Like, do I duck? I don't know. Like, your spare bedroom's in the front of the house. Like, what do I do? She's like, girl, them bullets ain't coming through here.
Where are you living?
What is that called? Chapman?
Girl, I know exactly where Chapman is.
Yeah, so that's where I was. And it was funny because after staying there for a couple of, like, I stayed there, I think 2 months before I found my spot. And I ended up moving to Third Ward. And that's where I am. It's the hood, you know? And it's crazy, right? Because I realized, like, oh my God, there's so much more culture out here versus where I was living. You know, even if I would have went ahead and went out to Katy, which is kind of the area more that I'm familiar with, there is honestly, like, I get to walk to my coffee shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that in the suburbs. I have to jump in my car, have to go to the whatever nearest, you know, coffee shop there is. So there's so many benefits about still living in a place that's I mean, it is what it is. It's getting gentrified. North side is too. But it's really awesome and I love it. It's I was tell my husband this all the time. I was like, it's so sad that the people that live in this area in the north side, in like those areas, Second Ward, that they didn't realize the value and they didn't keep the value up, which is the reason why these investors are able to come in now and do what they're doing, you know, because no one appreciated their location and how much they were doing. But like you said, this place where I'm at, it's funny you say that because how you were talking about, it's a food desert. There's only a convenience store literally in the corner of mine, and that's their grocery store, you know, because most people in this area, more than likely, like the area that you grew up in, either don't have a car, which means they're either going to ride a bike or they're going to take public transportation. So the nearest grocery store probably to here that I would say was the nearest is it's the Fiesta. And if you're familiar with the Houston area and downtown area, it's off of San Jacinto and that's Wheeler. So San Jacinto and Wheeler, where the old Sears used to be. You remember that downtown? Okay, well, that's closed down, as you know. But the Fiesta right there is the nearest grocery store, because the other one is the one in what's considered now Midtown, and it's a Randall's. And obviously the prices at Randall's and the prices at Fiesta are not going to meet people's income here. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing that you made that observation and you said, I need to do something in my own community, because like I said, most people want to create something, but outside of their community where they know their business will more than likely will be quick to go. Yes, they know about these things.
And I understand that, because if you're trying to open up a business, you don't want to fucking fail.
Yeah.
You want to come out the gate in your mind. You're like, I'm going to make money. This is what I'm going to do. But we kind of went into it knowing, okay, we're in the hood.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that this might not work. But I mean, so far, I can't complain. You know, we've made some waves there. And what makes me the happiest is when we are able to give back. You know, we adopted 2 seniors from the high school that
yeah, it's awesome. Is that Davis, right?
Davis
High School.
Did them a little photo shoot, and this is all a group effort. My friend who has a camera is like, let me help.
Yeah.
And you know, we did a prom drive last year. You helped with that. We did turkeys. I mean, we don't have a lot, but what we have, we give.
Yeah.
And that's really the purpose, because yes, I want to make money and I want to, you know, be able to provide for my family, but I also want to leave my legacy.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
I want to change people's thinking.
Yeah, and it's important to do that, you know, especially as women, because we focus so much on our family and not so much ourselves. And what sometimes I feel as women that we don't do is that if you don't take care of yourself and you're not healthy yourself, you're more than likely not going to be able to be joyful to your family or joyful to your husband. If you're not healthy, you're going to end up being a burden to your family. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those things that you're providing is amazing, because like you said, I participated in it was the prom for 2018.
Yes, last year.
And it was whenever you guys reached out, I was like, okay, I'll help any way that I can, not knowing really what I was going to kind of like come up, you know, like see. And it was amazing that everyone there was literally there to assist any way there is. Like,
painting toes.
I was painting toes. I know, like, and you know what? I honestly never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many, you know, the girl whose makeup that I did, it was trippy to me, because she was like, because, you know, for me, depending on how you grew up, you know, it's like my parents were real strict. So, you know, a lot of stuff that my friends were doing, I was doing behind their back, my parents' back, but definitely not at the level that a lot of my friends were, you know? So I was still afraid of my parents. So, but the girl whose makeup I did, it was crazy to me, because she had already had a baby. She was living with with her baby daddy. And I asked her, I said, oh, so is your baby daddy going with you? And I mean, they were like living an adult life. She said, no, he's got to work. So I'm going with my girlfriend to the prom. Like things that I'm doing right now as a 38-year-old woman, she was doing at 18.
Ooh, high five, 38 girl.
I know, right? I know, exactly. So I was like tripping, because I was like, oh my God, I can't imagine being a senior and I'm going to leave my baby with my mom to babysit while I go with my girlfriends to the prom because my husband is at work. Like, it honestly, it threw me off, and I just realized, like, hey, you really need to make an effort to like do a little bit more than you are doing for like you know, for Latinos, for the community, you know, because it's just kind of like there's so many girls out there who don't have that positive influence or don't have the right education or don't, you know,
they didn't have a father like you had a father, didn't have a mother. I mean, there's kids that I went to school with who they lived in, you know, really bad conditions.
Mm-hmm.
There, you know, a dad was in prison. The mom was a prostitute. They were selling drugs at 11, 12 years old. And this was like real. They were really needed to eat.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
had sisters. And then so, you know, especially with the young girls, you know, like there's no one for them to look up to, no one to talk to, no nothing that inspires them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
okay, pregnant, I'm gonna have a baby, that's it. Like now I just have to find a job at McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, that girl had said, "Oh," I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that's," you know, when she said she was going to the prom with her friend, with her girlfriend. I said, "Oh, that's cool." She goes, "But she's having a hard time." She goes, "Last minute, her mom says she's not going to babysit her baby." I was like, "Oh shit!" It was like, so her friend
Oh,
is also, you know what I'm saying, like has a baby. So they're like two moms who are who relate because, you know what I'm saying, they're high school girls with their babies. And
yeah.
because she was telling me about the breastfeeding. And so I was like, so how do you do that when you're in school? You know, she's like, oh, we're allowed to go and breastfeed our babies at the daycare. And then we come back.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yeah.
Davis had, when I was there, I got there in what, 96, daycare. There was girls who were bussed in from other schools
Really?
just to come to our school because we had a
A
daycare.
daycare.
They could go to school all day and their kid would be taken care of.
Yeah, my high school didn't have that. My high school kicked you
No.
out.
Yeah. And that's what we would get at our school. All the girls get kicked out, they come.
Yeah, my high school, there was no one.
I knew I was not gonna have no kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When she was telling me that, I was like, I couldn't imagine at 18. Like, I barely did for me. You know what I'm saying? Much less a baby. No, I like really applaud anybody. Huh?
We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you want to do? Tell me.
Yeah, I like, no, seriously, like that's on my bucket list. And it's not that I want to have it on a bucket list because it's not something like that, but it's like something that I definitely want to, like, you know what I'm saying, work at. And honestly, I want to do it to the point where other people want to also help and volunteer, because at times, sometimes you kind of volunteer for organizations, and these damn organizations like just don't, like, they don't really do much. They're doing more for who's going to get paid in the organization. Like, is the president making enough money? Is the secretary? And the day that I create something like that, everybody's work needs to be acknowledged. Everybody's work, of course, 100%. But any money that is raised, any money that is collected, I want to make sure that it goes to what the purpose of that fundraiser was for, or whatever it is that we're doing. Because I've been a part of things that I've volunteered for, and then it pisses me off later on when I find out that there was someone perfect, and or the money didn't go where it was supposed to go. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I put myself out there, was asking people for money for you to donate, and then you're going to turn around and not do what you said you were going to do.
We're going to do. Yeah.
And so that, I like want to be very strategic about the day. I've talked to Connie about that. I've always kind of wanted to do like a women's conference where it's like, let's do, like, I know in my brain, like in my mind, there's something that I want to do, and I just haven't figured out which way I'm going to open the door to that part of my goal, you know what I'm saying, or part of my plan. Because the day that I do it, I want it to be 100% beneficial to whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Because there's so many organizations out there that say they are and they don't. Like, I'm not going to say that because I don't have proof, so I can't blame anybody, but we raised a lot of money during Harvey. We matched whatever our own personal money, okay? We matched whatever we were able to fundraise, whatever you donated, whoever we were pushing, right? we matched. We said we would match however much we fundraised. We did, and we donated the entire money. And then I don't know if it's true, but rumor has it that no one knows where that money that was raised for Harvey went, because a lot of people were without. Shit like that pisses me off. We ask people that follow me, that follow my husband, to please donate to such a crazy situation that was happening in our city, because that was our only way that we thought that we could help. And then it turns out that we really don't know if that's where the money was used for. I about had a shit attack when I read about it on the newspaper. I was like, this better not be real. The truth better not. To the day, no one knows. They did an investigation, but there is no answer.
Yeah. And you know what? At the end of the day, you still did it out of the God knows.
Yeah.
And whatever they did with that money is out of your control. You know why you guys did it. That's all that you can. There's nothing.
No, but that makes me.
From this point on, you already know. Like, how do they say? If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Exactly.
Or either you have the money.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have the money and you don't have the time, you're probably going to donate.
Yeah.
But if you have the time, you don't have to give your money, because you're dedicating all your time.
And
if honest is the one that's going to take the time to organize everything and get everything figured out, then that's all you need.
Yeah.
You just need someone who's honest and someone who has the time.
Yeah, that's definitely something that is always on my mind. What do I get started? I'm really big on a lot of things. So I want it to be where I encourage women to breastfeed. It's okay to breastfeed. It's okay if you want to bottle feed too. It's not a bad thing, guys. I don't know why people look at breastfeeding as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of things during my journey as a pregnant woman that I didn't see. I didn't know that there were so many people out there against a lot of things. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why. Where in society did we make things look bad? I didn't know that I couldn't pop out my boob to feed my child. It's their food. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
There's bitches out there taking their clothes off or half naked when they walk on the street.
All the time.
So that's okay. That's acceptable. But me feeding my child, I have to cover myself. My child is sweating. My boob has hella sweat underneath. I'm covered and I can't feed my child. You know,
it's all in her eye.
Yeah, exactly. She's all trying to breathe, and I have her all covered up, and I was like, I don't care anymore. If someone has something to say to me, then I'm gonna let them say it, because I'm gonna let them have it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, wait. When a girl has her cleavage out, that's okay. When a girl has her ass hanging out, that's okay. But feeding a baby is not okay. I'm not out there showing my titty for money. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool if you do show your titty for money. That's your prerogative. I don't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you do you.
Corona, I don't know what they're doing right now. Shut everybody down.
Girl, they got them fans only accounts ready, popping. This probably worked out better for them, because now they don't have to pay the club any money. Instead,
look at them using social media.
Girl, they're smart. Trust me, they're smart.
But you know what? But you bring up a good point, which is that, so you've got all these passions, right? You've got all these things that you want to do. So you want to touch on everything. But there's a lot of, you didn't know that people were mad about all these different little things.
Yeah.
And and it's at the end, this already. Your husband is in the spotlight. You're right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
You guys people can see that when y'all hustle together. It's people are always going to have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
Not for someone like me who's just got 10 friends, for 10 people looking at what I'm doing. Imagine that magnified by 100,000, 200. You're not going to make everybody happy. And someone sees something that you're doing and be like, and then start talking. Well, why do you do, and what? Exactly.
Or why aren't you doing enough? Sometimes that's kind of the messages I'll get sometimes. It's you're not doing enough and you have a big platform. Like the other day, speaking of all this, so as I want to touch on that too in regards to your business, how you maintained it during this time, because I'm sure you had to get creative with what you were going to do. But touching on your point that you just made, someone reached out and wanted for me to post about mixed families who are not getting their check because I guess their partner doesn't live here. They live in another country, and because they're not, I guess, a U.S. It's very confusing, right? And so I was asking this person a bunch of questions, not because I was, trying to be rude. If I'm gonna post something on my social media, exactly, and I'm not gonna push something that I don't know about and or believe in, like, okay, I'm not gonna, because then what's gonna happen? Oh, well, Marisol posted it. She said so. You know what I'm saying? It must be true, or it must be whatever. So like, I was asking all these questions, and she was friendly at first and was answering everything I had, right? And then at the end, she's like, well, you must not really want to help if you need to ask all these questions. And I said, I'm sorry that I'm asking I apologized. I said, I'm sorry that I'm asking you all these questions, but before I post anything on my social media, I need to be educated about it or believe in it. I said, and I don't really know how this is working right now for those type of families. So educate me instead of getting mad about it,
When I'm a tax stimulus check professional, like what? I'm confused.
So I was asking, like,
crazy.
Yes, exactly. So I guess they're not getting their money because they're married to somebody that's not legal.
Yeah.
So I was like, so my question, here's where I pissed her off. And I said, well, does that person have to put that they're married to the wife? Like, can they just put they're a single parent? Like, are they going to check to see if you're a single? I don't really know how that was working, to be honest with you. So I was a little confused. And I guess she didn't like that I was asking those questions, but I was asking them because, like you said, like, I don't want to post something if I don't, if I don't believe in it or I don't know about it.
Yeah.
I need to feel it in my heart to want to do that, because if someone were to come back later and say, well, you posted about it. Yes, I did, because I felt honestly about it. I knew it. Like you said, in my heart, I felt that was the only way that I could help my city. I'm not made of money. I work just like you do. So the only thing that I can do, and trust me, I was shitting bricks when I was seeing the number going up. I was like, how much more am I going to have to match? Because I was like, damn, I didn't think that many people were going to start donating. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I saw how much money was raised, I felt like, and then I would see, Houston Strong. It made me feel so good. I was like, yes, this is my city. I love Texas. So I'm like, for me, it's like, I love Texas, And so for me, that's made me feel good. Yes. And it's like you said, so it was upsetting, So anyway, going back to your business, so what have you had to do now? First, tell us what you had to do during the quarantine time. And then I want you to tell me, like, how you're doing now as we're doing this soft opening where businesses are slow.
Opening my ass that I don't got. We are not doing that. We are, okay, so we shut it down. I mean, we stayed open and we were taking the precautions that we could before they said that we had to shut it down, right? Mm-hmm. And so we have people come in, they have to wash their hands before they even go in the refrigerator. It was just, we were doing what we thought would help. I don't know. We didn't know shit about it. Really. And then when it started to get serious, and it's been a month or two. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. But when it started to get serious, I was like, I just talked to my staff, which happened to be family. Mm-hmm. And they were very understanding, and they're just like, and trust me, that broke my heart, because I was going to do whatever I had to do to keep them working.
Of course, yeah.
But only because they told me that, Marissa, we're good. It's okay. We rather be safe than sorry. And then I felt relieved, and I was like, thank God, right? Thank you, Jesus. But so we just shut it down, and I know that they just opened the state back up, but it's, for me, it's too risky. I have small kids. My sister from another mister, my best friend, but my sister, she manages the store, and my other best friend, her niece, is the other one that works there. And, you know, they've got family. They don't want to come in contact with somebody. They don't, you know, they've got, one of them has a small kid too. She's a single mom. Like, it's just, we don't know enough about it. And even now, I still don't know enough about it. But what I do know is that I'm not going to open like everybody else. It's just, it's too risky right now. I'm thinking June 1st, no longer than June 15th, because we do need to start making some money. But now that things have opened back up, I just kind of want to sit back and see if anything else gets worse after people have started coming together again. People are going to Galveston. And I just want to ride it out and see. June 1st is what I'm shooting for. June 15th is the longest that I'm willing to go.
And
but what we're doing is we're taking online orders.
Okay, I was just going to say.
Wednesday or Friday. I think I'm going to move it to Friday because I get last minute requests all the time. And then Sunday in-store pickup only. That's it. So we're just giving people their orders one day out of the week. And I mean, we're staying busy. You know, we're staying busy, so we're good.
I was just going to say, so during the quarantine, obviously when you were completely shut down, when did you start taking orders, or did you stay open during the whole quarantine for orders only?
We started taking orders about 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, so you just started. So you completely shut it down during the whole thing. You didn't mess with it.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
You're not bringing the Rona. We are too new for someone to catch Rona at the
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's been tough being open, you know, because in our little time that we've been there, we've had 2-3 times that it was called on us for absolutely no reason. We've had bad reviews. They've called the city. These people who left me the bad review called the city, told them that I don't know. I don't know. I guess we are, and I don't even like to say that I'm anybody's competition. I'm not. I'm in the hood. Like, I don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm all by myself. And dude, even the last time that someone called the city on us, we were closed. It was during the Corona. We weren't even open.
Closed.
We weren't even open. We were closed. Someone called the city. Yep.
Are you kidding?
Pathetic. So yeah, it's talk about not only trying to grow your business and do what you have to do, but you're also dealing with people who just don't like you.
Wow.
And you don't know how. Yeah.
Wow. During a pandemic, people still have time to be haters. Isn't that crazy?
Marisol, we weren't even open. That's the part that I think I just had to just laugh. And I was like, this is pathetic.
Wow.
Like, that inspector, and you know, every time an inspector comes, that's $130 out of your pocket.
Really? Why so? Why is that on your responsibility?
It's a fee for the inspector.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I had no idea. Is that in the restaurant or food industry? Are you categorized into the food industry?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Say that again?
Is that something that's involved in the food industry? Like, is that standard? Like something that happens like when you own a restaurant, or in your case, a juice spot? You don't know?
Oh, I mean, I've heard other stories of people that have been in business before me, long before me, and they've had the same thing happen to them.
Wow.
And eventually it just stops. But, you know, it's hard because you're not only, again, this is like, we've put everything we've had into this business.
Wow.
Like, we started this business thinking, okay, we've got 15 grand in our pocket. I think we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Girl, that was a lie.
Yeah.
That was a lie. It's like, what?
Did you get a spot that already had like a kitchen and was set up, or did you have to build all that from scratch?
Whole conversion. It was a whole conversion. So, and again, there are things that we didn't even know going into this. We're like, oh, we'll put a sink. We're good.
Yeah.
No, sweetheart. It's not that easy.
Because now the 3 sinks, don't you?
The 3 apartment sink. You've got to hire an engineer. You have to hire an architect. A whole survey has to be done of the entire property. You need a grease trap.
Wow.
Egg and juice. So it's been tough, but one thing that I have learned, and I guess it's been this way my whole life, because we've always struggled. You know what I mean? But it really did prepare us for this. When you're really gonna have to just be like, okay, either you're in this or you're out. It's like, I've come this far, like I gotta be in it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Exactly are you located? Where, like, give everyone who's listening, and then they're in the Houston area or anywhere in the area.
We are at 3804 Elysian Street, Houston, Texas 77009. We are closest.
You're super close to me.
We're closest to 59 in Collingsworth. 59. So right there where Davis was at when we did the makeup.
I know.
Close by. Right there.
You were the one that told me about a little school there.
Yes, the Bayou Village. They're right across the street. They're amazing.
I want to go check them out because they're art-based. When you told me about them, I was like, oh shit, that's what I've been looking. I want something like that for Penny.
Yeah. It's all about creativity.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, letting them learn the way they're supposed to learn.
I know. When you told me that, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I need to go. I still haven't gone to your spot. Every time we plan for me to go there, your event, either, hey, the event's not going to happen after all or whatever. I'm like, I just need to go when there's no event. I'm not going to depend on an event to go check her out. I just need to go.
I'm going to keep you posted. When we reopen, we're gonna try to turn it into a little thing now that Corona's gone and we can finally.
Did you get more inspired during this time where you're like, did your brain start to work like, okay, I'm not so focused on my actual location and making the business run like that aspect of it, but rather were you able to sit back and take a look and be like, you know what, I could probably improve here. I should probably start doing this there. Did you start thinking like that way when you were now not having to really be there at the at your storefront, but rather at home? You're looking from the out, looking in.
You're always trying to think of different ways to be creative. And this was just another moment where I was like, okay, so now I really, really have to push these online orders. Now I really have to try to get people to get online. You know what I mean? And for the most part, when people get online for Juice Caboose, it's for our body care. Because we also make toothpaste, soap, lotion. We're trying to take care of
what? Girl, I didn't know about all that.
Yeah, girl, check out the website, www.juicecaboose-htx.com. But anyway, but we do it all, girl. We do it all. Lotion, soap, toothpaste, our face wash. People love our face wash.
And it's made out of all natural ingredients, or what?
All natural stuff. I don't put anything crappy in there, because that's another thing is like, when you're taking a bath and your pores are open, all that shit that you're putting on your skin is going inside.
Yeah.
So if it's honey and real lemon juice and essential oils, you'll be all right. It's again, it's like it's the inside and the outside. We want to do big things.
Yeah.
We want to do big things for sure.
What have you found most challenging since you've opened your business?
Oh my God. Where do I start? Just, social media, even trying to keep the page busy and relevant. That's a whole new world to me. But I love Instagram because I've made amazing connections. I made a connection with you. I made a connection with Connie. Myra from the Maz and Baby Boutique. I fucking love her. Like,
she's a
Instagram
hard. Yeah.
Yes. Instagram has really brought the business. So I love it, but keeping up with social media. I mean, I never thought I hated social media, but then I had to I fought it for a long time, but I was like, fuck, I guess I got to make an account and do it. But then also trying to be creative and do new things. And you know, everyone's kind of done what we've done. You know what I mean? I'm not the first one to make a juice. I'm not the first one to make a smoothie bowl or do toast or, you know, whatever it is. But I just wanted, the goal is just to make it as unique as possible. That way people remember. They
the experience when they come there.
It's a whole experience. And that's what I want it to be. It's like the music I pick, the way everything looks. I mean, we've done some really awesome things inside of that store that we haven't done. I mean, that we didn't do initially. Like, I'm always looking for ideas with coffee shops, never with juice bars, because juice bars are kind of cheesy. Like, they always have pineapple, the wall, and strawberries, and really when I was searching for coffee bars, they takes you all around the world, Tokyo, Japan. Like, these coffee shops are so unique. And so we're just doing everything that we can to make it a place that people are like, oh my God, I gotta go back.
That's my dream business if I were to open one.
A coffee shop.
I love coffee. Like coffee to me makes me happy. Like, legit. Like, it makes me happy. It makes me happy in the morning. It makes me happy in the afternoon. Pretty much anytime I drink it or smell it, I'm just like, it just makes me happy. It really does. Like, no joke. Like, I really love coffee. And the funny thing is that I used to hate it when I was younger. And I think it's because I didn't like the smell for some reason. My grandparents and my dad were huge drinkers. So is one of my dad's brothers. And I remember it was like one time my grandma was in a bad mood with my grandfather. It's like, you haven't left yet? I'm like, hey, why's my grandma being such a little witch to my grandfather? She needed her coffee, girl. So now I know what she feels, because I know when I don't have my coffee, I'll be like, where is my coffee? I'm like in a bad mood. I need my coffee like right now. So it's funny because like
we do coffee too. We do coffee too. We do the charcoal lattes. I mean, we try to just be as unique as we can and just do what we can so that people remember us.
I did that charcoal cleanse whenever I ended up getting like food poisoning.
What charcoal cleanse?
It's like a little charcoal shot.
A shot? Okay. Well, we have a juice. We do have a charcoal. But you have to be careful with the charcoal. Charcoal is not something that you need to be drinking every day, all day.
Right.
Like, especially if you're on medication, it will that's the job. That's why they give you charcoal when you, let's say, have poisoned yourself with something, because
well, that's why I took it, because I looked it up and it said like I found a charcoal shot at HEB. I took that shit. It's mixed with other stuff though. It's not straight charcoal, so it's mixed with other stuff. I kid you not, it took the gagginess away because I've been spending my whole time throwing up. So it like really helped. But I honestly had never heard of that. Never. Like,
if you're on
as a drink.
If you're on birth control, you need to be really careful too, because it can neutralize your birth control.
What? That's serious. Interesting. I need to
but
do more research about it.
Some people, I mean, that's why they sell it in capsules, because there's some people who come into the store and they're so honest with me. They're like, Marissa, I haven't used the restroom in 5 days. Like 5 days? And for me, I feel bad because I'm like, I know that's painful.
Yeah.
That's painful. And so that's why it's good to drink it for people like that, because it's not going to be an instant thing, but as you drink it day, it'll get easier. It'll get easier.
What did your husband think when like you said, y'all had this $15,000 saved to open up a business? You suggested that you wanted a juice bar. What did he think? Like,
well, I said, I have been doing this for like 5 years. So what I was doing when I had my normal job was the day before, get my orders ready, because it always starts with your friends and family, right? Yeah. They're like, oh, look at her. I feel bad for her. She's making juice. Let me buy it. So I would drop off before I went to work. I would take the orders with me to my job and drop off during my lunch break. And then I would drop off after work. I would set up my husband is like, you got to get out there, girl. I would set up a table outside on the corner with a tent, doing pop-ups. I mean, the hustle was real. The hustle was real.
Have you thought about putting, because it's your juice, right? So I guess about going into these like, you know, mom and pop cool coffee shops, like, you know how they carry sometimes like local juices from other places. Have you thought about going in there and like offering your juices?
I don't know. I worry because they're not pasteurized and they do have a shelf life. And let's say we go and put in a certain amount and, you know, I mean, I just don't know if it's worth the risk. You know what I mean? I don't, even though I've been approached, and they have an amazing, it's called Henderson and Kane, right there off of Washington. I used to have my body care in their store before. And so they get a lot of traffic. You know, they do get a substantial an amount of people that come in. But for me, I'm kind of worried, you know, because again, it's got a shelf life. I don't know how it's going to do. You know, I've never put my juice in an actual store. Now the I'm kind of cool with. Because, you know, if someone's not feeling it for a month, eventually they'll pick it up and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. We gotta see. But right now, I just want to focus on the store.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Sometimes someone will come and, you know, everything is bottled, right? Everything's to go. But someone likes a particular juice and they take all of them. I'm like, God damn it.
You sell like the 6-pack drinks where you can pick whatever you want. Is that what you do? Okay. Yeah.
We have 6-packs. We have something called a 3-day recharge. And what that is it's kind of like, I'm not a juice cleanse girl. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that the majority of people who get on juice cleanses want to lose weight really fast. And you will. But when you eat again,
you're done. I know. Right. I'm so glad you said that because I get so many DMs on my Tip Tuesday that I post where it's like, what juice do you what juicing system do you recommend? I'm like, juicing is not, you need the nutrients from it. Like, it's not for you to go shit all day or pee all day because you're.
And you have to remember, right? When you make a juice, there's no fiber in it anymore. Now you're getting the vitamins, you're getting a lot of good shit. But a lot of times, you know, people gain weight on juice cleanses or they feel weaker on juice cleanses. And so you're not getting the protein, the fiber, you're not getting omega-3s and all that other good shit that you need, right? And so the 3-day recharge, so it's 3 days. For each day, you get a ginger shot or turmeric shot, whatever you want. You get a fruit bowl that I get all the way crazy creative with because I always put star fruit and dragon fruit. Then you get one of our mean ass smoothie bowls. It's not a frozen smoothie bowl because that will just melt. It's got oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, bananas, and you're getting the fiber of the real of the pineapple and everything that was blended and stained. It's in there. And then you're getting there's more toppings, the chia seeds, the flax seeds, the granola. So it's pretty filling. I mean, there's some people who can't finish the bowl. So you get your shot, your smoothie bowl, your fruit bowl, 4 juices, and 2 detox waters. I only use alkaline water in our coffee. I use it in our lemonades. I use it in our detox waters. And so for every day, it's a substantial amount of stuff because for me, I have to be doing this to feel like I'm full. It really is your mind.
Yeah.
It really is in your mind. Like some people do juice cleanses and they think they feel spectacular, but it's really just the placebo effect. They're already telling themselves when they do the juice cleanse that they're going to feel fantastic. So they're really just telling themselves they feel good.
Totally.
With the 3-day recharge, it's like, no, I really want to give you shit that's good.
Yeah.
You're getting your juice. You're getting all the stuff that you need, but that juice doesn't have fiber in it. Your smoothie does. Your chia seeds is packed. Your flax seeds are packed. Your oats.
Have you tried hemp seeds? Have you tried those?
No, haven't tried the hemp seeds.
I'm so obsessed with that. So it's all beneficial.
Ooh, I'm gonna.
Yeah, let me show you. 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna go get them for you real quick so I can show you.
Really? She left the kitchen. Okay, there she is.
Sorry. I had to come show it to you because
That's
my
okay.
nutritionist actually introduced, huh?
I said, that's okay. I was just telling the audience, I was like, she left the kitchen.
I know. I'm like trying to come over here so I can show you this. But my nutritionist actually introduced this to me. And it's actually
Pampers. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was
It's
just
recording
like,
again.
oh yeah, there
It's
you go.
recording.
Oh my God. It was going like this. And I was like, it's not going to record.
Oh
I just want to say it's not
goodness.
recording.
We're
Forget it. Oh,
back.
well.
Oh my God.
I know.
Are you going
So
to
we got cut off. I'm going to have to.
Okay. Yeah. I can't remember where we left off. I think it was the hemp seeds.
Yeah.
All I know is.
Yeah. So hemp seeds, for you guys, if you've never tried hemp hearts, check them out. They're great for you. But before I let you go, Marissa, tell everybody who's listening, what advice would you give them if they're wanting to open a business, any business, not necessarily, what you opened, but just a business in general, for a woman who is wanting to take that leap of faith and say, I don't want to work here anymore. This is not my passion. I want to find something that's going to make me happy, that's going to fuel my soul. Mm-hmm. What would you tell them? How would you tell them to go about it?
Well, I would say, and this was one of the mistakes that I made, is don't quit your daytime job, not just yet. Mm-hmm. What you need to do, that is not your passion. You don't want to sit at a desk. You don't want to be working for anybody else. I get it. But that is your way of income right now. So stick with that job, because that money that you get from that place that you don't want to be at is going to help you fund your dream. Yeah. And one thing that I guess when I was younger, and not necessarily now, but I remember always thinking, if I'm going to be my own boss, like, oh my God, I'm not going to have to work anymore. And I just can't wait to be my own boss. Lies and slander. Lies. You don't stop working. You don't have Saturday or Sunday. I've had to make that a priority. And if you're married and you have this dream, get ready to argue and get ready to fight and get ready to have to defend what your dream, because even though my dream is his dream and his dreams are my dreams, at the end of the day, I'm here to support you, but there's going to be days when the money's not coming in. There's going to be days when it's tight, and you're going to look at each other and you're going to want to blame the other person for why we're in this situation. And so, and then not only that, but when your husband, and even if you're not married, the people who love you and are around you, they're going to feel like you're not giving them what you used to, because you're so focused on what you're doing. And if you do have kids, and if you do have a husband, and even your mom and your friends, I know that not everybody understands what you're trying to do and why you spend so much time trying to do what you do, but you do have to make time for them. And that's also hard. So you're taking on a lot of burden, because you still have to be the wife, you still have to be the friend, you still have to be the mom, and somehow you have to figure out how to make it happen, because the people that love you don't care that they want to see you when they're talking.
They don't care that you're trying to run a business.
No, when they're talking to you, they want you to be llooking up in their face. They don't want you to be looking at your phone, even if you're trying to find something for the business or be productive or answer an email. Fuck that. You still have to make the time. What I'm saying is, it's going to be hard as fuck, but it's not impossible. But don't just jump into it. Start building up. Come up with your plan. Get a piece of paper and write that shit down. Draw what you want it to look like. Some people, they draw, some people write. And just know that it's going to be hard. And if you're not built to endure and your endurance is shitty, this is not for you, because you're going to run into a lot of bumps in the road from people who, let's say you do open your business, people who are constantly fucking with you because they don't want you there, or people on the internet. I had a girl send me a message through Instagram 2-3 months ago saying that she met a girl who she says, I've been looking through your Facebook page and all the stuff that you're doing, your toast that has berries on it. I ran into a girl that said that y'all are a suffering business and that she gave you that recipe and that you're just copying her. And I was like, first of all, I don't know who you're talking about. And I don't know what's your friend's name? Pinterest? Because that's where I got all my fucking
and I didn't know that
from.
I didn't know that you owned the toast and berry
girl.
meal.
I was just like, okay, I don't, dude. It's crazy, and look, you know what that's like. I know you know what that's like. Don't nobody give a shit about Juice Caboose, but people give a shit about Juice Caboose. I'm like, dude, I'm just a little place in the hood. Like, what the fuck, but
minding my business.
Minding my business. Minding my business. And so it's just, there's really no telling you how to prepare. It's just know that this is not going to be easy. And if you're the type of person that is easily swayed and it doesn't take much to make you give up, then don't even start the fucking process. Don't, because it really is like, you have to be mentally strong and you have to have a good support system. You have to, because yes, my husband and I argue, but he's my super fan. I'm talking about, damn, I think I need something like this to make my life a little bit easier, man. We're fucking struggling right now when we're cutting, and it's like, it's just too much of a process. Next thing you know, I get something that makes my life easier because he thought about it. Or because he remembers what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, you can't buy, and
for sure.
Again, not even the fact that it's a husband, just anybody who's around you.
Who supports you that way.
Yes, anybody who supports you that way. Like, if you have, God, and there's some people that I know, friend, that it's like they are creators and they're hustlers and they have a partner that just doesn't support them, and it sucks. It sucks because now they're having to try to figure out which one do I pick when you shouldn't even have to be put in that
exactly
situation. So I mean, my only advice is just don't give up and be ready for the struggle, because you will succeed, but only if you know that it's going to be hard, and only if you make the decision to just push through that shit no matter what. No matter what.
For sure. Great advice. 100% I agree.
Oh, you stop, girl.
I agree with it, because man, support system is key in everything I think that we do. I don't care what it is. We all need someone to be our cheerleader. I don't care if it's your mom, your grandma, your whoever it is. We all need that cheerleader. We all need to feel like someone's encouraging us. As much of an independent person you want to be, there's nothing like a great that feeling of somebody patting you on the back and said, man, you're kicking ass, and I'm here for you in any way that I can help. You know what I'm saying? So tell everybody where they can find you on social media, and then give them the website to Juice Caboose.
All right, so on social media, Instagram, we are Juice Caboose HTX, Facebook, Juice Caboose Inc. And our website is www.juicecaboose-htx.com. We're taking online orders for Sunday in-store pickup only.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you spending your evening with me, Marissa. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
All right, that sounds good, friend.
Your podcast. So tell them about your podcast, where they can find your podcast as well.
Oh, and then I have a podcast. It's called Queen is Dead on Instagram. Facebook, I think it's called The Queen is Dead. Instagram, Queen is Dead. And it's just about how the queen is the most powerful chess piece, right? And so we get our power in just defining what queen is on our own. Nobody tells us what that is. Nobody makes that decision for us. We do that on our own. As
For
fucked
sure.
up, crazy, imperfect, but that's us.
Yep. Queen. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's what you are,
And
Marissa.
we'll see you next Sunday, boo.
I'll see you Sunday. And I'll let you guys know. So you guys will have the link also on my social media when I post this episode so that you guys can go follow Marissa as well. So thank you, boo. I appreciate it. I'll see you Sunday.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Bye.